Okay, we're going to go ahead and go through another example of finding your trig ratios. So let's look at this one in the middle. It's going to start off the same way as I did on the first example. Mark angle A and label. I label the hypotenuse first. It's the one across from the right angle. So it is the 21. The opposite is across from angle A, so it's the one that's labeled X. And then the adjacent is the one down there, is the one that's labeled 15. So I know adjacent is 15, hypotenuse is 21. I do not know what X is. So what I'm going to have to do to find X is I'm going to have to use Pythagorean theorem. Here we go. When you set up Pythagorean theorem, I'm going to have to realize X is a leg and the hypotenuse is always C. So X squared plus 15 squared equals C squared, or you could have called it A squared plus 15 squared is C squared, same difference. Just be sure you put the 21 over there where the C is, because the hypotenuse always has to go in for C. It doesn't matter whether it's opposite or adjacent for the other two legs, because the order of addition doesn't matter, but the hypotenuse always has to go in where C is. Now I'm ready for Desmos probably. To get X by itself, I need to do 21 squared minus 15 squared, so here we go. 21 squared minus 15 squared, and that's 216. So far I have X squared equals 216. And then I need to try the square root of 216. And what I'm afraid I'm going to realize in Desmos is I'm not sure that 216 is going to come out perfect. The square root of 216 is 14.69. So now I'm going to have to simplify this square root. I've got a couple options. One way is I can make our factor tree like we did before, and I can say, oh, what goes in, does 2 go into it? Sure, 2 goes into it and leaves me with 108. 2 goes into that, leaves me with a 54. 2 goes into that, leaves me with 27. And just keep going and break it down. And eventually you get all the prime factors. And then you have a pair of 2's and a pair of 3's. So from your pair of 2's, you're going to have 1 2 that comes outside. From your pair of 3's, you'll have a 3 that comes outside. And then from these two numbers here, you have a 2 and a 3 that didn't pair up, so they stay inside. So you end up with a 6 square root of 6. So the best way to answer this is 6 root 6. Another way we could have done the same thing is, remember, I've showed you before with Desmos that you could actually, to simplify a square root, you can say what I'm wanting to do is take 216 and divide it by something squared. So I can just call that something X. And then you can use your gear and look at a table. And then I'm looking for the largest number that I can find that will leave me something pretty. So 2 root 54 would work, 3 root 24, 4 wasn't working, 5 doesn't work, 6 root 6, keep going, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and once I get a number that's smaller than 2, I know I can stop. So I get a 6 root 6. That's another way I can use Desmos to get it if you don't want to work it out that way.